Okay, I'm going to chop up me some bacon to render off the bacon fat so that I can saute my onions. This is like the base for this stew. It is a stew that I got off of Food Network. I think, what's her name? Rachel Ray. I'm also going to fry some hot water cornbread because you can't have stew without hot water cornbread, all right? So I'm going to set this up, cut this down, because when it's nice and crispy, after I've used the grease, I'm going to also put these crispy bacon bits inside of the stew. So let me add this to my pot. Kind of wobbly, y'all. Work with me, bear with me. Yeah, let's see. Let's get a look at this bacon. So I'm gonna get this to bacon and rendering the fat bacon, and I'm gonna get it to bacon. I'm gonna get it to frying, and then when I come back, we're gonna start on chopping up the onions, and because these are my ingredients. I'm using ground beef. I'm using at least 3 cut up potatoes. I may even put in another potato. But it's going to be a very, very hearty, very thick, hearty, satisfying stew. I'm going to also use some carrots. We're going to use garlic. We're going to use diced onions. We're going to use ginger. We're also going to use some beef bouillon, along with some Worcestershire sauce. We're also going to use some spinach, just a little bit. And guess what else? Even some northern beans. Along with some fire roasted tomatoes here, okay? I also have some Greek seasoning, as well as pepper. And I'm also going to add some garlic and some onion powder as well. So, like I said, let me go ahead on and start frying up this bacon. And then I'm going to add my onions, and I'll be back. All right, let's get this bacon out of here. All right, I'm going to add my onions into this. See, it's a lot of grease. That's all the grease I need. Oof. Add some garlic now. I add a lot of garlic. Let's do some ginger. I'm going to add my ground beef to this after it cooks down just a few minutes. Turn it up. Adding my ground beef right in. I got some 80/20. I don't think I'm going to use all of this because I'll be cooking too much, y'all. But I'm going to share some with somebody. I got some friends that I can share this with. I'm sure they will love. I put it all in this one pot so that you won't have to clean up a whole bunch of pots. Now right now is when I start adding my seasonings to this. Okay, I'm going to add some black pepper. Lots of black pepper. My Greek seasoning. Lots of Greek seasoning. It's not a lot. Add some garlic powder to this as well. Even though we got the garlic pieces, we still want garlic, okay? You see, I'm also going to add some onion seasoning. Give this a good stir. Put a little Worcestershire sauce. Had to open it with my mouth. Alright, that's enough. I also think I want to add some Italian seasoning. I guess that's it right now. Let me cook this down and I'll be back, y'all. Let me go drain it real quick. Alright, I've drained my meat. So now we're going to add some diced roasted tomatoes. I'm not going to use the whole can. Because like I said, I'm trying not to cook as much. I know I probably need the whole can. I'm probably going to have to try to freeze it or something. I don't know if I can do that. Now this is how I do mine. Now I'm going to add the potatoes and the carrots. Yep, just put it all in. I know it don't make sense now, but it will. Another item is some beans. Yeah, that don't worry about the starch. The starch will help thicken it up. Let me turn it down a little bit. I think I'm going to add some more of these tomatoes. So yeah, it's going to be a stuffed pot. Now what I'm going to work on is my broth. I'm going to start off with this beef bouillon. Then I'm going to add some water to it. Then the last ingredient, because I got one more ingredient, got a couple more ingredients. I got to add my spinach. hope I don't have to change pots. Nah, I'm just going to let this simmer. Now, I'm going to add my spinach to it so the spinach can simmer in with everything. Like I say, this is a very, about 5 ingredients, 6 ingredients. Some of these things are things that you may ordinarily have if you, like, I specifically, because, you know, you can boil this, but who has the time? I guess you could put it in your crock pot. But if you can find something, you know, you can just take a can that's already been, you know, did half of the work for you. Take it home and tweak it up, add some more seasonings to it. Cut down on the time. But then again, you with these crock pots and all these things like that, they cut down on the time. Or at least you can have something simmer away while you, you know, focus on other things. So see, that's going to cover that. That's going to boil. Let me add my spinach. Whew. And I'll be back. All right, y'all, I had to change pots. Yeah, I overcooked, I overfilled, so it's all right. Just be more. So the last ingredient I'm going to add to this, because I had to add more beef broth. I added all the rest of my, the spinach, tomatoes, and my beans. I went on and just put the whole can. So you got 1 can of spinach, 1 can of beans, and you have like a half a pound or probably a half a pound of carrots and maybe 2 large potatoes. So it's a lot of starch in here. So in time it will thicken up. But what I'm gonna do before I put the lid on it and let it simmer away, I'm gonna add some tomato paste. I think I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning since I added more water. All right, give it a good stir. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on this and let it simmer away, and we're going to start on the hot water cornbread. Okay, very, very simple ingredients. It's nothing big, but it adds a lot of flavor. So let's put it just simple buttermilk cornbread. To this, I'm going to add some sugar. Maybe a tablespoon or 2. Yep. The reason why I put so much sugar, it's really not that much, because I'm also going to add some garlic powder. Don't be stingy with that garlic powder. So I feel like it activates and it works better with hot water as opposed to using cold water. I'm just going to use an egg too. The egg is kind of like a binder. Making a mess. Give it a good stir. Let me turn my eyes on so my stove can start heating up to fry this, because we're going to fry this. It's almost like a deep fry. I guess it depends on how much grease you put in. But I'm going to put enough grease in it where it can get crispy, because you got to have those crispy edges. So the key to having crispy edges is making sure you have extra grease in here. A light fry, kind of like a pan fry. And make sure your pot is nice and hot. All right. This is the part we're going to fry it in. So let's let that come up to temperature, and I'll be back. that. But I flipped my cornbread. See how thick it is and fluffy. It's going to be crispy. That's how you want it. You want it to look pretty. As you can see, our stoop simmering away. I'm going to let this simmer for an hour or so. It's going to take a while for it to thicken. You see that? All right, I'll be back, you guys. All right, the stoop has been boiling maybe a little bit over an hour. And I'm going to turn it off the eye. See how thick it is? See, can you see this? You got to see it, child. You got to see all the goodness. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. It's thickened up a lot. I'm going to add these bacon bits to it, and I'm going to plate me up a bowl. And it is absolutely delicious. And it didn't take long. Ooh, uh-oh. Sorry about that. Uh-oh, y'all, I'll be back. Okay, had to fix it. All right. Add my little bacon bits. Please believe it makes a tremendous difference because it's going to eventually soggy on down, but may have a little burst of crunchiness in there. Messy. All right. Stir this up. Let me plate it up in my bowl. See my bowl? All right. See that? I'm gonna get a lot. Have to sprinkle. And your hot water cornbread. You can't forget the hot water cornbread. You can dip this. Oh my gosh, you can dip this. So that's why your hot water cornbread got to be crispy so that you can dip it. Let me see. Make sure you can see this bowl. Can you see it? I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna take a little quick little taste. See that little Parmesan cheese and melted off. It's gonna put me a little bit more. It makes it even thicker. Y'all can say I see this. Okay, see. Take the first bite. Let's see. Ooh, it's hot, y'all, but it's good. That cornbread. You could dump it. Yeah, you can dump that. I'm talking about dumping it. Look at that. Now, ladies, if you want to go throw something together real quick that's going to be very, very hearty, I'm talking about hearty to the fact that as soon as your man get through eating, he going to be snoring. This will do it every single time. So, all right, y'all, this is my interpretation of stoop with the hot water cornbread. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below if you like this recipe, if you would try it on yourself. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.